Welcome to Pouches and More, and for this we will be requiring one piece of main fabric which has been quilted and one piece of lining which has been fused with interfacing, and both of them measure 5 inches by 6.5 inches. One piece of main fabric which has been fused with interfacing and one piece of lining fabric, it is plain, and both of them measure 5 inches by 3.5 inches. This is for the front pocket. Next we require one piece of lining fabric which has been fused with interfacing. It is fused with interfacing, and one is plain, and these two measure 5 inches by 4.25 inches. One piece of main fabric which has again been fused with interfacing, and one piece of lining fabric. This is plain fabric, we have not done anything. The main fabric measures 5 inches by 5.5 inches and lining 5 inches by 4.75 inches. These are for the zipper pockets. Now one piece of main fabric measuring 11 inches by 3 inches, it is plain, we have not done anything. Two pieces of lining fabric 1.5 inches by 2 inches, and one piece of main fabric 2.25 inches by 2 inches. One 5-inch long zip, I have taken a longer zip. One set of snap buttons, one D-ring and one swivel clasp. So these are all the materials required. Now here we have used this for quilting. We have used this rubber quilting. We have placed this sheet behind our main fabric and stitched it. So this is the quilting that we have used. And for the interfacing, we have used this is the interfacing which is having adhesive on one side. So we place the adhesive side on the wrong side of the fabric and we iron this. So we place it on the wrong side, iron it. So due to the heat, the adhesive sticks to the fabric. So these are all the fusing and quilting. Now first we'll prepare the the front pocket. So for that we have taken this main fabric and we're just going to fold it in half. We need a center line over here, so we're folding it in half, and on the center from the top we are going to make a marking of 1/2 inch. So we're going to curve this part. So this is the curve that we will require. It is 1/2 inch curve that we will be doing. Now we are again going to fold it and we are going to make a curve from the corner to the 1/2 inch mark that we just did. So from here to here we are just going to curve this part now. Once it is curved, we are going to now cut it neatly. Now this is our main fabric. Now we'll place the lining fabric right side facing up, and we are going to place the right side of the main fabric on the lining fabric. We are going to neatly align all the edges of the lining fabric as well as the main fabric, the three sides, and we're going to make a stitch over here on the curved part. Now once we have made a stitch, we are just going to cut this extra fabric. And on the curved part we are going to make small notches, that is V cuts we are going to make on the curved part before we turn it over to the right side. So these are all the small notches that we have done. Now we'll just turn it to the right side and we are going to finger press the stitch line, that is the seam. We are just going to finger press it and make a top stitch on this. Here we are going to make a top stitch on the curved part. For preparing the straps, we are just going to fold this in half, finger press the folded part. We need a center line, so we are just going to finger press the folded part. Now the raw edges, we are going to get them to the center fold that we just did now. Both the long raw edges, we are going to get it to the center line and we are going to make another fold. So once we get both the sides to the center line, we are again going to fold this fabric. This is for the strap. We are first going to just clip this and then we are going to make a stitch on this on both the sides. Make a stitch on both the sides this will be our wristlet. Once we have finished stitching both the sides, we are going to insert this into the swivel clasp, and the ends we are just going to put them together like this and make a stitch. The raw ends we are just going to stitch it, and then we will turn the entire wristlet. So this is stitched. Now we'll just turn it to the other side. We'll put the wristlet. So this is the swivel clasp, and we're going to put it where we just stitched, where we just did the stitch mark, and we're going to make another stitch mark to only hold the swivel clasp together. So our swivel clasp wristlet is ready. This is how it will be looking. Now we'll prepare the D-ring tab. So for that, again we are just going to fold the fabric in half, get the raw edges to the center, and make another fold. We will be clipping this as of now, and we'll also have to make a stitch on this both the sides. So both the sides we're going to make a stitch on this also. Once this is done, we will insert this into the D-ring, clip this, and just keep this aside. So our D-ring tab is also ready. Next we'll move on to the zip. So we're just going to cut off this metal part. Once the metal part is cut, we need a zip measuring 5 inches. My zip is longer, so I'll just cut it down to 5 inches. This is the 5-inch zip. Now on the slider side, we're going to place the fabric right side facing down if it has got a right and wrong. My fabric does not have right and wrong. So the slider will be facing up, and we are going to place the fabric right side facing the slider. We need to make a stitch on this. Both the sides will be making a stitch over here. Once the stitch is done, we will just open it like this, finger press the stitch seam, flip it over, and double fold it. That is 1 fold and 2 fold. And we are going to clip this. Now to hold them together, we need to make a stitch over here. Same thing we'll do on the other side also. Our zipper tab is also ready. Now we have placed the fabrics. So this is the fused one with interfacing. Right side is facing up. Now the zip slider will be facing down. That is right side on right side. Slider will be on the right side. Align it from both sides. Now the lining fabric right side facing down. Align it from the top and the side. And we're going to clip this together. We need to make a stitch over here. Both fabric right sides are together. The zip is sandwiched in between, and a simple straight stitch over here. Once the straight stitch is done, we are going to open the fabric. Put both the fabrics on one side of the zipper tape. Finger press the stitch line. We need to make a top stitch over here. It's a simple straight stitch that we will be doing over here. One side is done. Now for the other side, we'll be taking the main fabric which has been fused with interfacing. Put the right side facing down. Align it from the side and the top. And we are going to clip this together. See that it is neatly aligned. So here right sides of the main fabric are together. We are just going to flip them over. On the lining fabric side, we are going to place the lining fabric right side facing down. Again clip all the fabrics together, aligning from the top and the side. So here lining fabrics are together and here main fabrics right sides are together, a simple straight stitch over here. So the straight stitch is done. Now for this side we are going to put only the lining fabric down onto the other side. The main fabric will be as it is. So here we have got the other side main fabric, lining fabric, and this side lining fabric. So the main fabric is on this side, only the main fabric. The seams are also pushed this side. We are going to make a top stitch only on the main fabric. So the main fabric is alone on this side along with the seam, a top stitch over here. Once the top stitch is done, we need to fold the main fabric onto the other side. Before that, we're just going to cut this extra fabrics. Top stitch is done. Now, this is how it will be looking from the side. All three fabrics are on one side. So, all three fabrics are on one side and only the main fabric is on the other side. Now, this main fabric will push it onto the other side also. So, half inch, we leave around half inch and make a fold and put the main fabric also to the other side. So this is how it was. Now we are folding it and putting it on the other side. So now we have put all fabrics on one side and we are going to make a stitch on the side just to hold the fabrics together, and we will also trim all the extra edges. So this is how it will be. We have just folded it leaving half inch on this side and we are going to make a stitch over here. So the side stitch is done and we have also trimmed all the extra fabric from all three sides. Next we need to place the pocket that we prepared in the starting, that is a curved pocket. We are going to put it right over here, that is the zip, just right below the zip tab, and both sides will be doing that. Right below the zip tab we are going to place this pocket. So the zip tab is also visible and we are going to clip this. Now we need to stitch this together. Before stitching both sides, we are also going to place the D-ring tab that we prepared. So on the slider side, just pull the slider a little inside. On the slider side, we are going to place the D-ring tab. The loop and the D-ring will be inside and the raw edge will be aligned on the outer side along with the raw edge. So we are also going to stitch the D-ring tab as well as the sides. So now once I finish stitching the pocket, this is how it will be. It's completed and we have got two pockets. So this is the zipper pocket. The base is not stitched, so it's open. So our pocket, basically the pockets are ready. Now we'll have to attach it to the lining fabric. So we have taken our lining fabric. Our lining fabric measures around 6.5 inches. So from the top we are going to take around 2 3/4 inches. So this will be our marking where we'll be placing the pockets that we just prepared. This entire pocket panel that we just prepared, we will be placing it over here. So that 2 3/4 is the top part. So just going to keep it like this, and we'll have to stitch this also, that is we'll attach this also to our lining fabric and it will be attached together. So here again we are going to stitch 3 sides also and attach it to the lining fabric. Pocket panel is attached to the lining fabric. Now both we have placed right side facing up. So now we'll just put this entire panel right side facing down, that is both the right sides will be in between, and we'll have to stitch all around leaving an opening, that is to turn it to the right side. Now here all around we'll be making a stitch. On the top part we will be leaving an opening, that is to turn the pouch, turn this entire purse to the right side. So from here we'll start stitching and we will stitch all around. We have finished stitching all around and we have also left an opening for turning. Now the corners we will first be cutting it before turning it to the right side. This is how we will be cutting the corners, and also maybe we can cut the extra fabric. Don't cut in the opening part but which we have left. So this is one part. Now the other three also will cut like this and turn it to the right side from this opening. I will turn the purse to the right side, and this is how it will be looking. This is the opening that we have left on top. Now we will stitch all around over here on the flap part, that is to also close the opening. This is how the pockets will be looking. So we have got 3 pockets. Now I'm just going to stitch all around. We have stitched all around. This is how it looks. We need to attach the snap button. For that we need a center marking. On the flap we're just going to make a center mark. So this will be our center. Now where we need to put the snap button, for that we're just going to fold it like this in half. Adjust it with the base, that is the pocket part, and we'll just make a mark where we exactly need to put the snap button on the center line. So here this is the mark where we will have to put the snap button. So we're just going to punch a hole on this, and we are going to attach the snap button using our tool. So we have put the snap button on one side. Now for the other side we are just going to again fold it and make a mark on the base where we need to put the button base. So this is the part where we'll have to again punch a hole, and we'll be repeating the same process that we did. We have put the snap button on both the sides. Our purse is complete. This is how it will be looking. We have also prepared a wristlet, so we'll be attaching the wristlet also. It's simple to make. It's only the pockets, putting together of the pockets and then attaching them with the main body. Please do try this. Thanks for watching. Bye.